Okay, so a bit of like background details. When the movie came out, I was planning to see it like the day it came out, December 20th, and then make a review to post the very next day. And like half of that stuff happened. I did see it on December 20th, the day it came out, which was awesome. I got home, wrote the script, recorded it, and then Saturday morning, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna get this done. More and more time passed, and eventually I'm like, yeah, whatever. There's really isn't any point. However, I really, really, really want to show my opinion on this movie because I love it. So, I'm going to reread the script and give my thoughts and opinions on it. Because some of it's outdated, some of it's corny and cheesy, all that good stuff. Toss in my own thoughts and opinions and how I currently feel about everything. And just to clarify, I'm really not going to put a lot of effort into this. Like, the visuals is literally just going to be, like, the trailer footage put over and over again. Because I'm literally recording this the day before I post it. Hopefully. Hopefully I don't cancel this, too. I made a community post, so I can't lie to you guys anymore. It's no secret that I'm into video games. Growing up, I played the Wii nonstop, and to this day, I still... Okay, this is just the intro. It's just me, like, introducing you guys to, like, hey, I like video games. Mario's my favorite, but I also like Sonic. And then it's talking about my history of Sonic. I got Sonic Mania on my Switch, and forever since, that game has risen to one of my favorite games of all time. And then found a Sega Genesis at a yard sale, bought it for $15, and it still worked, and had a lot of games, including Sonic 1 and 2. Yeah, I still can't believe that actually happened. I still have it, and it does still work. I don't have it plugged in, and I don't know why, because that thing is awesome. And it says I played them, they are still great to this day, which is true, but I never beat them. This is when the amount that I was awful peaked. So, in Sonic 1, I got to the Marble Zone Act 2, and then in Sonic 2, I got, whatever Zone 3 is. Like, after Chemical Plant, I think is, the ancient Aquatic Ruins. Is that what it's called? Then, in February of 2020, right before the lockdown, the first Sonic movie released. And I thought it was my favorite movie of all time. In parentheses, I was 8, don't judge me. But now, here we are. The third movie has finally released. Does it live up to its predecessors? ... Yeah, obviously, why else would I make this the thumbnail? And, this was when I made a full thumbnail, and it was just, 4 screenshots of Shadow, and in, bold text in a Sonic, writing style, it just says, perfect. It wasn't a good thumbnail, but it got the point across, so I guess it wasn't as bad as you think it is. Read from phone. Okay, so, my sister, I saw it with my sister. They were, buying stuff, because it was right before Christmas. And while she was, buying stuff, I was just, typing on my phone, the beginning of the script. But I'm pretty sure I deleted that. And so now, I'm gonna have to depend on my memory, which is worse than a goldfish. I was like, yeah, Ben Schwartz is great, Colleen... I'm really sorry, Colleen, but I'm not gonna try to pronounce that last name. Idris Elba, James Marsden, and Tika Sumpter are all great. Which, yeah, they are. They're great in the movie. And Jim Carrey, I don't need to say, you already know he's phenomenal. Everyone who's seen the movie knows he's phenomenal in it. And I still don't, to this day, I still don't understand how they were able to record some of the scenes. Like the dance scene. I didn't put it in the script, but that was probably the funniest thing in the entire movie. It was so out of pocket, but it was so Jim Carrey. In a good way. And then started talking about Shadow. And he's the best part of the movie. You know that already. Obviously, Keanu Reeves is phenomenal, as always. His backstory is heartbreaking, but also, incredibly well made. Especially, Maria's backstory. I don't remember her name, and I'm recording this at 11 o'clock in the night, so I don't really feel like looking up her name. But, you know what? I will. Ayla Brown. She was amazing. Her death is the reason he is as edgy and dark as he is, and it's undeniably devastating. Whoa, we're using big words now. When they showed that scene, and they zoomed in on Shadow's horrified face, and the music swelled, and got louder and louder. Okay, now I'm just being dramatic. It's exaggerated, but at the same time, I don't think it is, because I actually did almost cry at that scene. I knew what to expect coming in, and I still almost cried. And it all led up to that ending, where he saved humanity from the Eclipse Cannon. I don't mention it, and I don't know how, but that entire fight, then Shadow knocks out the Chaos Emeralds, they both get them, then it's Super Sonic versus Super Shadow, and then it just turns into a Dragon Ball episode. It's amazing! And then, like, after all of that, the heart-to-heart with Sonic and Shadow on the moon, this movie almost made me cry 3 times. And when Sonic and Shadow teamed up, I am so mad that I didn't realize this, but that's when Live and Learn started playing, which is basically like the theme song of Sonic Adventure 2, that also plays during that scene in the game. I am so mad that I didn't figure that out. I actually thought, when I was watching the movie, I thought the lyrics that they were saying were "Think I Know." He is by far the best character in the movie, and one of my favorite characters in all of fiction. Yeah, he still is. But finally, we have to talk about the post-credits scene. I knew they were going to introduce another character at the end, but it still caught me off guard. When Metal Sonic shot down, I was ecstatic, and when I saw more glowing eyes, I actually gasped. Okay, now I'm just being really dramatic. I didn't gasp, but I was shocked. Because, like I said, the only Sonic games I played were Sonic Mania, which only had one Metal Sonic. I had no idea what was going on, but I'm like, alright, I just need to play more games. I don't know the full lore. But then when I saw something else, like, fly down, I'm like, oh my god, Shadow's still alive. But no, he was in the end credit scene, which... Yes, they didn't show that yet, so I had every right to believe that was Shadow. But then, I saw the Pico Pico hammer, and I gasped. That one was true. I actually did gasp at that. I'm like, oh my god, they're bringing Amy and Sonic 4. Thank you! Then she took her hood off, and a flood of thoughts came gushing at me. How are they going to write her into the story? How is she going to become a love interest for Sonic? Why isn't Sonic 4 here yet? So yeah, overall, the movie's amazing. The best video game movie I've ever seen. Go see it. Even if you're not fans of Sonic, it'll probably be a fun enough time. And if you are a fan of Sonic, literally, why haven't you seen it? Ignore the fact that it came out yesterday. Ignore the fact that I made the script like 3 months ago.